Hi, I'm Mrs McTaggart. In this video, we're going to be looking at a topic from National 5 applications, container packing problems. So these are the ones you've got to work out how many boxes can fit in the container or how many boxes of cakes can you get in a smaller cardboard box type thing. So let's have a look at these. Now these can be calculated or non-calculated, so where possible I'm going to not use my calculator, okay? So here is the scenario. Now I've shortened down the reading in the question a lot, but normally there'll be a whole story around it and it'll say the cakes must all be packed the same way and upright. So I've just illustrated that using my little red arrows because obviously you want your Mr Kipling's cakes to be upright. You don't want them to get all smashed upside down. So we can only pack them the one way in the box. We have to see what's the maximum number we can get. So there are different ways of doing this. I watched one of my colleagues and do her layout and thought, brilliant, this is a layout I'm going to do for all of these. So basically what you do is you start with your big box and you do your length, you do your breadth, and you do your height. Now the first thing you do is you check all your units are the same. So this example is good because everything's in centimetres. And you take your length of 40, your breadth of 30 and your height of 50. Now don't stress out if you're not sure about length and breadth, that doesn't matter. They can go either way. The only thing is the height's never going to change. And what we do is we divide each of these by the corresponding length of 20, breadth of 10 and height of 5 in all the other boxes. And we divide those and we get 40 divided by 20 is 2, 30 divided by 10 is 3 and 50 divided by 5 is 10. And what you do is you then multiply all three of these numbers together and you get 60. So packing them just the way they are gets you 60 boxes in. Now we're going to imagine these are going to rotate by an angle of 90 degrees. So we do the same again. We take our length, breadth, height. Now we don't change the upper numbers. We keep them exactly as they are. But we are going to rotate the cake. So what's going to happen is these two numbers here are going to rotate. So we're going to have over 10 and over 20. But the height will stay the exact same. The height will still be 5. And when we divide all these, we get 40 divided by 10 is 4. 30 divided by 20 is 1.5, so you can only really fit 1 in that way. Okay, so you kind of round down in all these scenarios. So you can fit 1 in, and then we can fit 10 in. And then 4 times 1 times 10 is just 40. So better getting packed this way. And then you write the maximum of 60 boxes. Plus, must conclude your question. It's not enough to just underline the 60 or point to the 60, okay? Conclude the question. You don't want to do all that work and miss it. So this is a dream layout that I think works brilliantly, and that's all you're doing. Length, breadth, height over length, breadth, height. Rotate or switch out the length and breadth. Multiply your numbers together and you get that. Now they all gave you kind of nice numbers other than that 30 over 21. So we're going to look at another one that possibly has a wee bit more round. Okay, let's look at this scenario. This time we have a haulage truck and we're fitting in these mystery cardboard boxes and to see how many we can pack in. Again, they all have to be packed the same way. They all have to be packed upright. So we're going to take our length, breadth, height again. Now one thing to watch out on this, I'm just going to set up my working a wee bit quicker here. You have to have the same units, so watch your units. They all must be in centimetres or all in metres. So my length would really be 450 here. My breadth would be 210 and my height would be 280. So you have to know there's 100 centimetres in a metre. And I'm just going to quickly write out the same over here. This might be a way you like to do it to save yourself a bit of time. And then we're going to divide them by the length, breadth and height of the other boxes. So I'm just going to go with 30, 50 and 40. And on the second one, I am going to rotate the length and breadth. So this is going to be 50 and this is going to be 30. Right, and then I'll do my divisions. Like 450 divided by 30 goes exactly 15 times. 210 divided by 50, well, I can only get 4 50s in there. And 280 divided by 40 is 7. And if you multiply all them, I'm cheating using my calculator this one. It's actually, I don't need my calculator, it's just 60 times 7, so 420 boxes. On this scenario, 450 divided by 50 is exactly 9. This is exactly 7, and this is exactly 7 again. So don't always give you nice answers like this, but remember, if you can only fit in a bit of a box, you round it down. And this one, I've gone to my calculator for it and I did 441. So the winning answer is, the maximum number of boxes you can get is 441 maximum number of boxes. So remember your conclusion, okay? So as I said, it's not enough to just underline there. You must do a little conclusion for us as well. Okay, now there is one more style. There's quite often a part B to these questions as well. Okay, so I'm going to do one more example. The first part of this is exactly like the previous ones, but there is a part B to this one that comes up quite often for some extra marks. And if you've got a wee bit of common sense, it's actually not that bad. So we're going to start off the same as before. I'm just going to set up all my working. I'm going to do length, width, height, and then length, width, height. Now the dimensions of the container always go first, big dimensions first, and we need to turn them all into centimetres. So our length will be 600, our breadth 240, and our height 250. So to go from metres to centimetres, remember you are multiplying by 100. So we've got 600, 240, 250. And then we take the length, breadth, height of the smaller box. So I'm going to take length 80, breadth 45, height of 50. And then on the second sum, remember, the height won't change, it will stay 50, but it's these two that change. So I'm going to reverse the length and breadth. So this one is going to be over 45, and this one is going to be over 80. So then we can do the working, and we do all our division sums. So 600 divided by 80 is 7 and a bit boxes, so that will give us 7. Times 240 divided by 45 is 5 and a bit, so 5, and 250 divided by 5 is 5. And then when you multiply them all together, you've got 7 times 5, which is 175 boxes. Okay, by rotating that box, remember we're just rotating that box by like 90 degrees. So we've got 600 divided by 45, which is 13 and a bit boxes that way. 240 divided by 80 is exactly 3, and the last one is exactly 5 again. So we have a total number of 195 boxes. So remember your conclusion, the maximum is 195 boxes. Don't just circle your answer, make sure you do a wee worded conclusion for us, okay? Right, so let's look at part. So someone's job is to work out how much they should charge for postage and packaging, etc. on these items, and pay for the containers, etc. So if you run a business, this is something you'll have to do. So just to remind myself, we said there was 195 boxes, so I'm going to write that there before I forget it. So each box costs £1.80. So the cardboard boxes that we were sending are £1.80. So my first thing would be to work out the cost of that. But each box can also hold 4 handbags. The container costs this to rent and ship. We have to work out the cost of shipping per handbag. So first thing is we're going to work out the costs to the company. So they have 195 cardboard boxes at £1.80 each. They also have the shipping of the container is £1,855. And you can just type this all in one go onto your calculator, and it will give you the answer of £2,206. So this is the cost to the business owner. Now we know we've got 195 boxes with 4 handbags in each. So I've got 195 times 4, which is 780. So I've got 780 handbags that I'm posting out. So we have the cost of shipping, we have the number of handbags. So the postage and packaging that we should be charging the customers will be the cost of everything to the business owner divided by the number of handbags. So the 2,206 divided by 780. And if you do that divide sum, you get an answer of £2, right, so you get £2.828, all right? Now, normal rules of rounding, you're going to round that up to £2.83, okay? But just while I'm here, just in case this ever happens, if this was a different number, so let's pretend for a second I had £2.824 there. You would round that down to £2.82. But if this business charged £2.82 per box, they wouldn't be making their full £2,206 back. They'd be a bit short. Because if I did 2.82 times my my 780 handbags, they're losing a couple of pence in each handbag. They're only making £2,199. So they're about £200 short here. So if there is a question where you think it's naturally going to round down, you round up, okay? So you would round up, but this isn't the case in this example. I just wanted to mention it. So that's me covered container packing. I hope this has helped. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.